work this afternoon, right?
Yes, Miss.
Alright. Since we're full of energy now, we'll start this lesson off with a song. Come on, son. And I'm sure you know this song, right? It goes like, I'm in the mood for learning. Do you know the one?
Yes.
Perfect. So we're going to clap and we're going to sing. Right? Let's go. 3, 2, 1. I'm in the mood for learning.
Say how are you?
I'm in the mood for learning.
Say how are you?
I'm in the mood for learning. Learning is what we do.
Hey, hey, what you say? I'm in the mood for a bath today. Hey, hey, what you say? I'm in the mood for a bath today. Hey.
Alright, perfect. Give us another clap. Now you have to sing. Now we're going to get refreshed, right? So before I go into today's topic, right? I have a question. So you have to listen with your
Ears.
So here's my question, right? I want you to look at this book. See, I have my notebook here. Everybody see that? Okay. So I'm going to place the book here on the screen. Right? Good. Here's my question. What do you notice about the space the book takes up? Do you think the book there takes up space on your table?
Yeah.
Good. So what do you notice about that space?
It's gone.
Huh?
It's gone.
What's gone? What's gone?
Yeah.
Yeah. The space taken over by this book. Right? Isn't that so? Isn't that so, boy? Hey. Isn't that so? So how can we describe this space we're talking about here? How can we describe the space the book takes over here? How can we describe it? Anybody would like to guess? Anybody? Yeah? So she's saying take up a large amount of space. Right? Huh? A medium amount of space. Well, my book here is very small, right? It doesn't really take up that much space. But the space that what we're talking about is the space inside the surface, right? So in mathematics, the space inside a shape is called the area. It's called the what?
Area.
So the space that the books take up here, but you want to know how much space inside this book, right? Does it take up? And we call that area. What do you call that?
Area.
And so that will be today's topic, area. So let's spell capital A.
Capital A-R-E-A.
And that word says
Area.
good. So let's focus our attention on this beautiful age here. Don't you think it's beautiful?
Yes, Miss.
So here we have the word area. Right? Are you looking?
Yes,
You're on here. Put on the pencil. So good. Let's read what is area. Area
Area is the amount of space inside a shape.
good, is the amount of space. Is the amount of what?
Space.
Inside a shape. Right? Do you see that?
Yes, Miss.
Good. Let's look at this. What kind of shape is this?
A rectangle.
A rectangle. And what do you notice inside the rectangle? What do you notice about that?
There's squares.
There's a lot of
Squares.
squares. Right? So remember we said area is the amount of space inside the shape. So let's say this is the space inside this rectangle. If we want to find out how much space is in here, we have two ways we can do that. The first way is we're going to count all the squares here. Right? Let's count together. Let's count together.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
How much squares did you count there?
8.
How much?
8.
Good. So let's read what it says at the bottom here. The area
The area of this shape is 8 square
can find the area of a shape by counting how many squares are inside. Like we just did. We counted how many squares in this rectangle just now?
Eight.
How many? How many?
8.
You counted?
8.
Good. So each small square you see here, right? This represents the unit of space. Right? This represents how much space is in this rectangle, right? Are we clear on that?
Yes.
Are we clear on that?
Yes.
Sure?
Yes.
So let's take a look at this one here. Look carefully at what I'm doing. I'm drawing, what kind of shape is this?
Rectangle.
Now I'm going to divide this rectangle into tiny squares. So I have my rectangle there. I have my squares inside. Don't look at I try my best, okay? So let's count how much is in here now. Let's count.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
And how much have you got there?
9.
How much you got?
9.
So we can say the area of this shape is 9 square units. Right? This is one way that we can find it. Would you like to know another way? So if you notice about this rectangle now, it has both rows and columns. Do you see that?
Yes, miss.
Which is the row there? Can somebody show me the row? Here? How do we know? Yes, you come and show me. You come and point. What is the row? Going down here? That's the row? Are you sure? No. Yeah. Going up? So this here is the row? You sure? Alright, let's do somebody else. Yeah. Let me see. Come on, you show me the row. So if we're going from here to here, right? And the, let's say the horizontal line, the horizontal way, we call that the rows. Right? So this is how much rows? 1,
2, 3.
so how many rows we got there?
3.
So we're going to say R. Okay, that's fine. So you can say the R here will represent the row. How many rows is that we have? 3 rows. Right? And how do we know the column now? The column would be from where to where? If you say here is the rows, how would we know how much which is the column? If we go from
Top.
the top to the
Bottom.
so it'd be like this one here, right? So let's see. 1.
1, 2, 3.
How many columns you got there? How many columns you got there?
3.
How many columns you got there? 3. So we're gonna say C. Under the markers, So we're gonna say C will be the column, right? And you say how many? 3. Good. So in area now, instead of counting all the squares inside this shape, we can use a simpler way, or we can use the formula, right? And the formula for calculating area is equal to the length times the width, right? And we say the rows and the column. We said the row there. How many rows you have in the shape? 3. And how many columns you got there? 3. Now if we're gonna, remember we're using this formula now, right? We're not counting. We're using this formula. Area is equal to length. Can you tell for me? Area is equal to length multiply by width. Right? So the length there would be 3, right? We multiply that by 3. Now let me see who knows the 3 times table. 3 multiplied by 3 will give us
3.
Why y'all tell me the answer? I want one person to tell me. Yeah. How much? How much we got there? 9. So we got 9. And if you notice, we got 9 here and we got 9 there. It's the same thing, right?
Yes.
So there's 2 ways. Right side group? There's 2 ways you can find area inside a shape. Right? We have the first way. We count up all the squares inside the shape. Right? That's the first thing. And the second way is when we multiply the length and the width. Or we say the rows and the color. Right? Think it's simple? Think you understand? Everybody?
Yes.
Sure, the light to me now. Side group there, the girl. No sleeping. Sit up there. Sit up. Yeah, sit up, man. Sit up. Yeah, so there I showed you 2 ways that you can find the area of a shape. So do you think if I give you some to do now, you think you'll be able to find it for me?
Yes.
So you can use either the counting 1 by 1, or you can use the fast. So if you want to finish this fast, you can use this way too, right? So I have some worksheets for you to do now,
Yes.
right? And each one of you is going to do it for me using either of the ways. Clear enough? Everybody got a paper?
Yes.
So you're going to write your name on that paper, right? Just look there. Let me show your instructions. See on this paper, we have the area, the formula area. See the length times width there? You see that? So you have 1, 2, and 3. So the instruction says to find the area by counting the squares. What are you doing? How do you find the area here? Counting the squares. You're going to count the squares here and write your answer. You're going to write your answer on the one here. Right? You understand that? Yes. Start working. Just prepare. Your instruction is to find the area by counting the square units and write your answer. So you see where the line is? See the word area is there? So you can either count up the squares there and write your answer, or you can use the formula to find your answer. Whichever way you're comfortable with, right? And so you can draw your line here. Do you understand what you have to do? Okay, start writing. Okay, so this group here, your instruction is to calculate the area of each shape. That means from 1 to 12, right? By counting the squares there. So you can either count the squares, right? Or you can use the formula, whichever way you're comfortable with. Okay? And when you got your answer, now you're going to write it right on the line. You see the line there? You see the line there? So you're writing the answer. The area is equal to whatever answer you got, right? Do you understand? Do you understand? Let's start working. your arms, sit back. Pull your arms and sit back. So that's his problem, right? Look at how this is going to work. Look at how he's going to find the area of that rectangle there. Yeah, right now. You're going to write A equal. Is he correct there?
Yes, Miss.
Is he correct there?
No, Miss.
Who's saying no?
Really?
Let's count and see if he got the correct answer there. Let's count.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So how much did he got there?
6.
Six alone?
6 squares. Units. 6 units.
How much you got there?
6 squares.
6 square units. Right? Good. Give him a clap. So now we're gonna have you and you working one for me. Let's go. Look at what they're doing.
It's fantastic.
Is she correct there?
No.
Is it so correct?
Yes.
Let's see. 1.
1, 2, 3, 4.
She's correct, right? Give her a clap. But is she really correct there? 4 what?
Squares units.
4 square units, right? Same thing with this. Let's count see how much you have here. 1,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
good. So all of them are correct, right? Give yourself a clap. So do we understand what is area?
Yes.
I need one person to stand for me and tell me what is area. Yes.
Area is wonderful.
Area is a space. You sure you're missing something there? Need more meat than that. Yeah.
Area. Area is the amount of space inside of the shape.
Good job. Area is the amount of space inside a shape, right? And when the area of the shape, when we get our answer, it is measured in how many? Square. Square. Units. Right? Good. I'm going to give you a couple for homework. And you're going to do it for me and bring back with me tomorrow, right? Since we all understand.
Yes,